Hey guys, and welcome to another episode of Modular, the Warframe mod review series. Now today we're taking a look at another of the mods released in update 14.4.7 by reviewing Equinox's augment for her abilities Pacify and Provoke, Peaceful Provocation. Now, to be honest, this is probably the most complicated of the three augments that were released for Equinox, with it affecting both abilities in very different ways. It's affected by power strength in the same way on both halves of the ability. Now, like the other two augments, it can be picked up by getting the rank of Maxim with Arbiters, or Flawless with New Loka, and spending 25,000 standing to purchase. So for Provoke, it will take any damage dealt by Equinox and her allies and convert it into an additional 15% power strength, on top of Provoke's maximum of 50%. And with the cap on Peaceful Provocation being 30% more power strength, it basically means that you can hit an additional 80% power strength when you combine the base ability and the augment. Gives it a very significant boost to the power strength of your team. Now, the way you charge Provoke is that you gain 2% power strength bonus for each enemy killed within the area of effect of the ability. Now, this on its own can be absolutely amazing. It can provide huge bonuses to your team. For example, Frost's Snow Globe health, Mirage's Total Eclipse, Banshee's Sonar. Even Equinox's own Maim and Rage are affected by this, since it's a day ability, and can really provide a significant buff to the damage output of both yourself and your team. However, the bonuses Provoke are only half of the augment, and probably not the best part either, and I can hear people confusedly asking how things get better than that. Well, for any damage received by either Equinox or her allies, whilst in the area of effect of Pacify, she will convert that into an aura that will slow enemies down that are in the area of Pacify. Now, like the Provoke part of the augment, it does have a hard cap, which is 80% slowdown. Now, the best thing is that this also seems to stack with Nova's Slow from M Prime, which effectively means that enemies in the radius of the augment are barely moving at all. Now, this part of the augment is absolutely insanely good. Not only do you get the damage reduction from the base ability in the first place, but then you're converting that damage into slowing enemies down as well. So they actually fire less often than they do normally. So you get this double effect of both making the enemies fire a lot less often, but also deal less damage when they actually do fire. Now, you can also buff the slow up immediately using self-damage with weapons like the Stug or Concealed Explosives Hiku Prime if you don't feel comfortable using enemy fire to boost that to that 80%. So what do I think of the augment? Well, I think it's fairly obvious that I think it's absolutely fantastic. In fact, I'm going to say this is probably my favourite augment in the game right now. I've always liked Equinox, but for me she's always been on the fringes as whether I play her or not, or play another frame. Most of the time, to be honest, the other frames win. But recently I've not stopped playing Equinox, especially since this augment came out. I've been having a blast playing her in high level content, long run survivals or sorties. This augment, especially the Pacify part of it, has been so much fun to play with. I mean, it even made a melee only Equinox a very viable thing, especially when combined with a Naramon Master Race. Now, I know people will talk about the drain from Pacify, but to be honest, there have been so few situations where I've noticed it go down so quickly you can't deal with it, especially since Pacify and Provoke are not true drain abilities, since energy siphons, and also the energy from Xenuric still affects it, so it really negates the drain in almost every single situation. Damage reduction from Pacify, combining that with the slow, with the ability to spread heals around while using while you're in that night form using Mend, is absolute perfection. But then in day form, the power strength buff when combined with other frames buffing team abilities as well, plus your Maim with those massive slash procs, can really be a very potent combination. So effectively, a true team frame in Equinox, taken to the next level. Damage reduction, slows and heals on one hand, crazy slash procs, power strength to nuke enemies on the other. Played very well. Equinox is the best of all worlds and can be the cornerstone of any good team. As always guys, many thanks for watching, and I shall see you in the next video.